King of the Dot. Like, how did this whole thing come about? Like in the beginning.
Okay. Well,
Are you hearing to me or no?
what's that?
Are you hearing me well?
Yeah, I'm
Right?
fine. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's all good, man. Okay. So I guess I'll take it back to when I met Organic. So you know Chris Thomas, obviously, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So Chris Thomas had started a thing called Proud to Be a Battle MC way back in the day, which I eventually became a partner on. And that was just like freestyle battles on beats, kind of 16-man tournaments that we were running every couple months or whatever. And Organic actually won one of those tournaments, and
Uh, Hold on.
one of the prizes for that was
Can you move the
studio
camera a
time
little
with
bit?
me. What?
Can you move the camera a little bit? Like the comments are like right over your face.
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah, I could just.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, so Organic won a bunch of those competitions actually, but the first one he won was one of the prizes was studio time with me, which at the time wasn't really a studio. It was basically a microphone in my mom's basement, but I
Yeah.
was recording people and it was pretty cool anyway. A lot of cool shit came out of that basement, so it was all right. But yeah, so Organic ended up coming through my house to record some stuff, and he didn't write anything at the time, so we didn't really do shit on the music front. But
Okay.
through that, we really became tight friends, and then initially Proud to Be was happening or whatever, but Organic wanted to throw a thing called King of the Dot, which was really supposed to be a once a year freestyle tournament. And like we wanted to do it on a big scale, which for us at the time would have been like the Opera House or something, and make it like a once a year thing that was kind of like for the champ of champs of the Proud to Be situation or whatever other freestylers that we could get from wherever kind of thing. We wanted it to be like
I
a
went
really
to one of
big.
the events. I went to one of the events at the Opera House too. I
Yeah,
think it was
yeah. So
uh something for World Dawn 4. Was it there? Maybe?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But that like I'm talking about doing like a
Oh no, I
16
know.
man
Yeah.
freestyle battle thing. So like not even like what King of the Dot is, like literally. The funny thing is we actually started doing the street battle stuff just to kind of build the name up a bit and hopefully raise some money to throw this big freestyle battle that we wanted. But then the street battle stuff just took off, and that's basically the direction we took it in from there. We just continued doing that instead and scrapped the whole freestyle tournament. So
Okay, so
it
like around
literally started with the
what year
idea
is
of
this?
throwing one big
Yeah.
tournament. And
Around what year was this?
oh, that was probably 2008.
2008.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And we did the first street battle in 2009 downtown in a little alleyway beside the Flow 93 building, which is not there anymore, but it was like about a 2 minute walk from Dundas Square because we got kicked out of
Okay.
Dundas Square for it.
Dope, dope. Like I like the idea of like I've seen places like certain battle things try and do like a freestyle tournament kind of thing, and like I could see in the big cities when you got a lot of people with talent, like a lot of people with talent, because like you for like the freestyles like you need like for the tournaments, like if only a certain amount of people are good, then it's kind of like you know, like, but if you have like
Yeah,
if like out of the 16 like 12 are really good, then you know you can have a good tournament, right?
yeah, you're doing all right. But it always kind of works anyway because even if there's some people that aren't so great, people always like to watch a complete murder too, right? So
That's true.
the
That's true.
the
Yeah.
first rounds tend to be pretty entertaining regardless.
Yeah, that's true. I've definitely been entertained by like just seeing somebody just get destroyed, like just
Yeah,
walking away with their head down and shit like
yeah,
that.
it's always I mean it's sometimes it's pretty cringeworthy to watch, but at the same time it's still entertaining.
For sure, for sure. And then you got into yeah the street battles. Uh, Was the camera involved like right away, or are you guys like
Yeah, literally we had this guy P, who was shout out to P, by the way. I don't know if he's gonna ever see this, but in the at the time he was actually in school for film, and he had access to renting camera gear. So we had like the old school, like a big camera with the shotgun mic, and like one that recorded onto tapes, like old school shit.
yeah?
And yeah, man, he came out and shot it and edited it, and you know, he was a cameraman for King of the Dot all the way up until World Domination, up until World Domination 1. And
Okay, okay.
then we moved forward with Avocado from LA there.
Yeah, now avocado does like everything now, eh?
Oh yeah. Now he's his own business.
Yeah,
So things have changed a lot in battle rap. Like, so now when you hire Avocado, he does the whole thing. He does all of the PA for the whole event. He takes care of the pay-per-view, the whole nine. Like literally you hire him, you don't have to worry about any
oh
of the
wow,
production. Yeah.
wow,
So it's
eh?
an all in one price deal. And I mean, with him, you can guarantee that it's going to be primo, you know?
Yeah, yeah. No, like
Yeah.
the content is definitely up there. It's good.
Yeah. So, you know, now basically anyone who can afford him, he's doing their events like URL and, you know, everyone. So,
Yeah. So
yeah.
going back. So when did it start? When did the things start to come in like inside? Like
Sorry?
when were the early venues? Like what were the early venues you guys were doing? Like you guys said like you're outside at first, but
Yeah. So the first venue we ever used was a little place in the Junction called Vega Lounge. And it was way too small for what we were doing. We didn't anticipate the turnout that we had there. It was pretty amazing, actually. But you know what? That was where Hollow Hand battled Caliente, and like
okay.
the atmosphere of it was pretty intense. So as small as it was, it really had like a boiler room feel to it, and it actually came out really good on camera. I remember me and Trav were freaking out about it because another thing we didn't anticipate was having people drinking and not shutting up. So
Yeah,
we were just
yeah,
like by the end of the event, we were like super worried that the footage was going to be all trash from it, and like we weren't going to be able to hear nothing. But um, luckily, the shotgun mic, because the way, I don't know if you know how shotgun mics work, but they
yeah,
point directly at whatever you're filming. So luckily, that stuff turned out okay. I mean, throughout time as we progressed, we ended up having to switch over to lav mics and stuff just because it was way
yeah,
too much outside noise. And but you know, even when we were doing events at Club XS, we didn't use any sort of microphones for quite a long time, and we managed to do okay. Eventually, we did switch to lavs and had the audio running through the speakers, which really stepped the game up too, right?
yeah. I think that was the first one I went. First place I went to see King of that was Club Access. I
Oh,
think it was,
okay, yeah.
yeah,
And then also before that, the Blue Moon was like our home, like that right at Queen and Broadview. That was like my favorite joint, man. Like this guy
yeah,
Kai, really took care of us there, and we had some legendary events in there. That was literally our home until it closed. And yeah, we'll always definitely have a lot of love for the Blue Moon.
okay. You guys had people coming out from like different cities like right away. Like was that like something like you guys discussed like kind of like hey let's get not just Toronto based people but like spread out. Like was that something you guys thought about right away?
You know, not necessarily. Like I said, when we first started, we didn't expect what King of the Dot is today to even be a thing. Like it
Yeah,
wasn't the goal, right? Um, so once the battles started gaining traction, um, people from other cities started to hit us up. Like, you know, like Organic and myself, we were both deeply involved with freestyle battles and had connections all over the world from internet forums and shit from way back. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we kind of had a leg up in terms of promoting right away, right? So like it was fairly easy for our stuff to be seen all over the world almost immediately. Well, I mean, not all over the world, like
Well,
between.
when,
Sorry?
when was that the organic and disaster battle? Was that right around then? Like right around the
No,
beginning?
so that was that was probably almost at the 2 year mark.
Okay, okay.
Um, yeah, it was over a year after we started doing King of the Dot, and yeah, we did that. That was cool, man. That weekend is
Yeah.
really when King of the Dot solidified its move right up, like up, because from there, like we made the in-person connections with everybody, and everybody wanted to come to Toronto after that weekend. Like
Yeah.
after us being there and mingling with everyone, and we after that is when you really started to see the Americans coming through King of the Dot and the UK dudes, and like that's when everybody really wanted to come to Toronto. That's when we came up with World Domination, and then from there, pretty much kind of started running shit. So that
I
that weekend, Battle of the Bay Five in Oakland, was definitely like a huge turning point for King of the Dot and the size and viewership of it. That's where we really kind of made the connections to move forward.
shout out to Maloney Breaking Records Radio tuned in right now.
Yes, sir. What up,
Yeah,
Maloney?
that's how we met. You came and did the No Condom podcast. Thanks for that. That was a classic episode.
That was, man. That was a lot of fun. That was quite a while ago. I definitely wasn't sober for that one.
Yeah. So getting back to King of the Dot, like what are some of your like favorite early battles? Like one of my I like Kid Twist and Dumbfounded. That was a good
Yeah,
early one.
that was a huge one for us too, and we got super lucky on that one. Because Dumbfounded was actually just touring, and he happened to be doing a show in Buffalo. We did that battle on a Wednesday night at the Blue Moon, actually,
Yeah.
and we built the whole event around that battle just because Dumbfounded was able to be in Toronto that night, and we were kind of worried about
Wow.
it being a
Yeah.
little bit weak because Wednesday night and all that, but it ended up being fucking huge. Like that turnout was
Yeah.
insane. Like you could see it in the footage how
Oh,
electric
for
that
sure.
building was. Yeah, man, that's another reason why I really love the Blue Moon.
Yeah.
In terms of like some of my favorite early battles,
Yeah.
I mean, even like the first event, things that stand out to me was like Kid Twist and Poor Rich.
Okay.
That was our first main event, like
Yeah.
that was huge. And then a lot of my favorite things might not be the greatest back and forth exchanges, but like people's debuts, man, like Holohan versus Lavish Language. I remember just being like blowing me right away how crazy Holohan came out. And I remember Low Pesci versus Feel Good. That was rest in peace to Feel Good.
Rest in
But
peace.
that was another one where I was just like, wow, out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it to be that crazy, and it was. And, just watching people, and Sharon's debut, that's another one. Like, I remember him just picking out, like, I was wearing an Ocho Cinco jersey, and I remember he just freestyled a line about it out of nowhere. And, like, Sharon's talent was off the hook even when he was just a little nerdy little kid. Like, first time, he was like 17, I think.
Wow.
And that was actually in the original alleyway, too. Yeah, man, just people's debuts and watching them come out swinging and progress, and like when we didn't really have a way to know who had what skills, you know what I mean? And just watching people come in and really own shit. It was that's my favorite stuff from the early days.
Oh, it must be dope to see like these early days and then see people like go on and do like bigger things like Sharon on Wild 'N Out and
Yeah, man, there's so many people that have gained like huge careers out of just YouTube video battle rap, man, and
Oh
it
yeah.
is truly incredible to see. And you know, shout out to Sharon too, man, because that's a dude who genuinely does not need battle rap anymore, but he lives and breathes the shit. And not only that, he represents for King of the Dot big time, man. Like that guy will never forget where he came from and how he got where he is, you know. So shout out to him. And shout out to Nick Cannon, man. He put a lot of battle rappers on, and they're all eating really good off that. And it's awesome that he hooked them up like that.